Hey everybody, and welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we are going over some of the biggest and best books that will be up for order right now up until Sunday. Around 9 o'clock is when the cutoff is to get your orders in. So we do the show to make sure you don't miss out on any of the things, so you are more informed about what some of these things are. And we'll be going over a lot of really cool covers, a lot of really cool stories. But let's get into this because I am very biased about the first one here. We are getting into our featured comics, and it is
Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 8. This is written by Michael, is it Morrissey?
I've never talked to him.
And the artist is some guy named Andy Duggan. It's this guy. He did the cover. So the cover you're looking at, he drew that, and the interior artwork,
Yep.
pencils, inks, and colors.
Colors on the cover.
colors on
Didn't
the
do
cover.
interior covers,
Okay.
but yes.
But yeah, Andy is your artist on the cover and the interiors, and that's awesome. You have done an issue before,
That I
but
only
not
did
the
it-
cover.
Right.
You
This
did-
one feels like the most me.
Yeah.
Like the most like I can hand this to somebody and be like, it's pretty much me.
Yeah.
So yeah, very excited. This is finally coming out. The trade dress on this, which is industry term trade dress, is the title and the
logo
logos and
and
all of that. Just came out today. So this is kind of one of the first early things of this. I know this is not like the biggest book. This is not a Star Wars #1, but I put a lot into this. This creature on the cover, a Bramalesh. The writer, wrote up, but I got to design. So it's awesome that this gets to be kind of my little like. Kind of consider that like, oh, this is my little piece of the Star Wars universe I
Yeah.
got to create. I put a lot of thought into it.
And when they add that to the movies, you're just going to be like raking in the royalties,
Yeah.
you know?
You get royalties for a single creature that you design.
Right.
But no, this is a really fun issue with Kylo and General Hux. They get sent to this world to kind of get everybody in line type thing. Just a lot of fun. You don't have to have read any of the other issues, so order this one, support me, and I
Support me.
this is the time I get to be the most selfish.
Right.
And so I say everyone needs to buy this, show them that this is the best selling of all the issues.
For every copy ordered, that's $1 in Andy's pocket. That's not true.
That's not
That's
true.
not true at all.
No, that's what my grandparents think. They think I get royalties on it.
Oh, yeah?
It's like,
No.
no, you get paid up front. But I'm just super excited this is finally coming out, and I hope everyone gets to pick it up and read it. Enjoy the art, and as always, I've packed it full of fun Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm not the biggest reader of Star Wars comics, but I do enjoy the ones that you've worked on
Thank you.
because of your love for Star Wars and because of all the extra little things. And I like you show me the process as it goes. Like, oh, I looked up this little droid and stuck him down here in the corner.
yeah.
That kind of stuff. That stuff is fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. So
Yeah.
very happy. Hope everyone reads it and enjoys it. This is the A cover by me.
By you.
Very rarely you get to say that.
Right.
Like I don't have to write down who did the cover.
And that's the B cover by me. No.
No, man, that would be a 1-2
I know.
punch. Then we'd be like fighting over. Like,
Yeah.
But no, Cary has been doing all of the variant covers for Hyperspace Stories, and this is another fantastic one. Next up is Miss Marvel, the New Mutant. I'm very excited about this. So, if you hadn't heard, if you've been living under a rock on Krakoa, you may have not heard that Miss Marvel died a little while ago in Amazing Spider-Man, but she got brought back just recently in the Hellfire Gala.
Well, this week.
This week.
Like 2 days
yeah.
ago.
She got brought back because turns out she is also a mutant. She's an Inhuman and a mutant. So this is our new series, Miss Marvel, the New Mutant, written by the actress who plays Miss Marvel in the MCU, Iman Vellani, and one of the kind of producers, showrunners, writers, I think, Sabir Pirazada. And the art is by Carlos Gomez and Adam Gorham. And this is going to be kind of Miss Marvel stepping into her new world of also being a mutant. I think one of the cool things is they talked about she has her Inhuman powers, which is her Embiggen powers, but she may also have kind of latent mutant abilities that we have not seen yet. So I think maybe that's going to be explored in here. And also, she's a mutant now, and probably the worst time to be a mutant with all of the Fall of X stuff going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how is she going to deal with all of that, plus her newfound identity as a mutant? I think it all sounds super cool. I love Carlos Gomez's art.
Absolutely.
So I'm very excited for this. And there's tons of really cool covers for this. So this is our A cover. We
I
have
like that
a
one.
ARTGERM variant. I love her costume.
Hmm.
It's enough of the old costume with the skirt and everything, but the colors are super cool. We have this one. This is the Betsy Cola homage variant. This is a homage to her one of her
I
first
think it's
number
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have this Casagrande Women of Marvel variant. These are
I
great.
like that one.
This is the Cork homage variant, which is a homage of Dark
Yep.
Phoenix, right? It's funny how it says, "Welcome to the X-Men, Miss Marvel. Hope you survive the experience." Um, that's not that issue.
Yeah.
It's
Well, they
that's
should have done an homage.
to
Did
the
they
Kitty
do
Pride
the
where
Kitty
it's the
Pryde one? Yeah.
circle
Uh-huh.
with all the stuff around it. Yeah, maybe a store exclusive or
Yeah.
something. We also have the John Tyler Christopher action figure
And I
variant.
love those stretchy, the long limbs. That's
Yeah,
great.
the interchangeable pieces that
Yeah.
she comes with. We also have this is the Lucas Wernick homage cover. I can't remember what this is. I think this is another homage to a Miss Marvel number
I think it
one.
is. Yeah.
And we also have the VECCHIO team homage variant as well, which I believe is first Dazzler.
Dazzler. Yeah.
They're all being blinded. So
Yeah.
just really cool. I'm very excited about this series.
Yep. And another big number one from Marvel is a new Daredevil number one. Very soon, we are going to get the last issue of the current run of Daredevil, written by Chip Zdarsky, who has been on the book for the last 4 years, I think, and it's been fantastic. His run is winding up, and we're now going to get this. This new run is going to be by Saladin Ahmed, and the art is by Aaron Cooter. We don't know much about the story yet, though. But the solicitation is very light on story. It just gives us questions really than information. What's the future of Hell's Kitchen? What is the status of Matt and Elektra's relationship going to be? Because they actually got married during Chip Zdarsky's run, but under the the way the hand does it. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like or not the hand, the red fist. I don't
Yeah.
know how if that's legally binding or not. But so we don't really know what the news story is going to be. We do know that Matt and Elektra both have been put through the ringer for the last 4 years. So I don't know if it's going to be a more light tone like the Mark Waid run, or if it's going to stay the little bit more dark and serious tone. We're not real sure, but we are promised romance, intrigue, action, and adventure, which is all I really want out of a Daredevil book. So it'll be cool to see, what this is. I mean, I'm definitely on board. I love Daredevil. I love what they've done with him the last 4 years. So I definitely want to check this out. So we have our A cover here by John Romita Jr. We have the Alex Lozano foil variant, and we were just talking. We don't know how much of it's foil, if the whole thing's foil, or maybe just the rainy bits. That would be cool. We have a EJIKURE variant. I like this one a lot. And then there's a Frank Miller variant, which is cool because Frank Miller 40 years ago gave us the best Daredevil we've ever gotten, and now he's back doing another cover.
Yeah, I think it's you know, the it's almost like Denny O'Neil working on Batman.
Yeah.
It's like Frank Miller on Daredevil basically like reshifted the character, and they've been that way
Yep.
ever since.
Yeah.
So
The Daredevil we know is thanks to him
yeah.
from 40 years ago.
Okay, next up we have a really fun one shot. This is GNORTS illustrated swimsuit special or
Swimsuit
GNORTS
edition.
illustrated swimsuit
Suit
edition
yeah.
number one. But it's a one shot, and if you don't know Gnort, that's him on the cover. He is a Green Lantern of Space Sector 68. He was back in the Justice League International days and that kind of stuff. Maybe even Justice League Europe. Really fun. So this is going to be a 48-page special, and there's some really cool stuff about this. For one, it is collecting all of the swimsuit variant covers that DC has done over the past few months. But I thought we would never see another swimsuit. Ever since the Marvel.
There was Marvel. Image had one, a bunch of them in the '90s. So I
Yeah.
thought we were done with those, and I guess we're
Yeah, so this is cool. But this actually does have an original story in it. We kind of previewed it a few minutes
yeah. It
ago.
looks fun.
It looks really fun, kind of a beach story.
Yeah,
They do say that you will see Penguin in the tightest bathing trunks you can imagine.
that's all
So, I
you
mean,
need.
that's the selling point
That's
right
all you
there.
need. Yeah.
Plus, this is going
That's
to
weird
have.
because the newest issue of Batman said the same thing.
Wow,
I don't know. No,
it's the new story art going across all the
that's
books
right.
is Penguin's trunks. But another really cool thing about this is it's going to have one of three random centerfold art pieces in it. So I'm excited to see what those are going to be. I'm guessing they're going to be new art. So you're going to have to go to your
Yeah.
store and ask your person at your store, hey, can I look through these to find the one I really want?
Yeah, because it's almost going to be like a blind box, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't know if you pick up two copies off the shelf, you don't know what's in either one of them.
Yeah. So sounds really fun. I love they're doing this, and I love when comics do just fun things. That's kind of what a lot of comics is built upon is doing just like sometimes silly, goofy things to show you like, hey, you
Yeah.
don't have to always take this stuff so
Yeah, it's just
seriously.
fun. Yeah.
So sounds really fun. Plus, we've got some fantastic variant covers. This is our A cover. We also had this J. Scott Campbell with Bruce and Selena lounging. Bruce maybe giving away his identity a
Well,
little
as long
bit.
as he doesn't put the
Yeah,
magazine down,
he goes to the entire
he's
vacation
just
in the
like this.
hotel
Yeah.
like this, and we also have this Adam Hughes Power Girl variant. Looks like everyone in the background is getting a good eye full. Love this one too.
Next from Image is a new number one called Schlub. This is written by Kenny Porter and Ryan Stegman on writing duties, which we don't see very often. The art's by Mike Spicer and John J. Hill. So this is about a failing dentist named Roger Dalton. He gets body swapped with the world's greatest hero. And what happens? Like, what does he do? Is he still able to save the planet from whatever is coming to threaten it with his, his schlubbiness? Is he, is that powerful body gonna make him a hero? We don't know. We don't know if we're gonna, we don't know what's gonna happen. There are some preview pages of this on Previews World though, so if you want to get an early look at it, you can go to Previews World and take a look. But it just sounds really fun. I'm a huge fan of Brian Stegman, so I really want to know. I've seen some of his live streams when he used to do them.
Yeah.
He's really funny, so I'm interested in seeing him on the writing side of things, like what kind of story comes out of his brain. So I think this sounds really, really fun. We have our A cover here, and we have a Ryan Stegman variant as well.
I think a funny thing about this too is not only does the dentist go in the body of the hero, I think the hero goes in the body of
Oh,
the
that's right.
dentist.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of have to team up a little bit.
Yeah.
I checked out like a ash can that we got of it.
Okay.
It looks really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is a new I don't know if it's a mini series. I didn't see, but I would believe this is a mini series.
Yeah, I think so.
This is Penguin. This is by the big team of Tom King and Rafael de la Torre. And in this actually picks up after kind of the events that were going on in Batman a little while ago.
The backup stories from Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, and Penguin has retired and actually moved to Metropolis. So he's living well in Metropolis, but of course he's going to get pulled back into a life of crime, but also potentially working for the United States intelligence. Kind of maybe going undercover into Gotham.
Is the Penguin going to become a rat?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be one of our next titles.
Yeah.
Penguin or rat.
Right.
But this sounds interesting because we learned in that Batman run that Penguin actually has children, and two of them are currently running the Iceberg Lounge.
Right.
And they're if Penguin's bad, they may actually be worse. So we're gonna check out what is Penguin gonna be up to in this. I skimmed through some pages of this. Looks really good. The art is fantastic in this, and just some great, just some great Penguin shots
Yeah.
in there.
Also, Penguin in the tightest bathing suit you've ever seen him in.
It's the running theme of
Yeah.
all of this. So sounds really cool, and we got some great variant covers for this. We have. Do you know who that is?
Brian Bolton.
Brian
Yeah.
Boland. Yep. You can tell by all the wrinkles. We also have this is the Zerdy variant where I hope this is canon, where he really does get this giant back tattoo.
And I hope we see that in the swimsuit edition. I want to
He
see the
turns around,
tattoo while
yeah.
he's wearing that tight bathing suit. My mind is just stuck on that for some reason.
And we also have this Marquez
I
variant
like
with,
that.
I think, some of your supporting cast, and you see Catwoman back there,
Hmm.
so very
Yeah,
cool.
she played a big part in the backup stories that
She
led
was
up
kind
to
of the
this.
detective of
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
story. Okay, now we have other number ones. These aren't our featured number ones, but you may care about these just as much.
Yep. So we've got the Moon Knight annual for this year, continuing the Contest of Chaos storyline that's featuring various heroes going up against each other. That somehow is going to help Agatha Harkness rebuild or recreate the Darkhold or create a new one. In this one, we have Moon Knight versus, and I always have trouble saying his name, versus Taguchi.
To
T-
Taguchi, I think.
Taguchi. Okay, maybe I spelled. Maybe I wrote that down. But we don't really know like what the story is in this particular issue or why those two characters are going to be fighting. But it is cool to see Taguchi because we haven't seen him too much,
Yeah.
except for a few books here and there. So it's going to be cool to see him in another issue. But yeah, just another entry into the Contest of Chaos storyline. If you're trying to get all those, or if you're wondering if you're into Moon Knight and you're wondering what the annual is going to be about, this is it right here. So we have our A cover, and then we have our Lee variant as well. I like that one a
It's
lot.
very cool too because he has kind of almost Superman level powers. How's
Yeah, he
Moon Knight going
does.
to deal with
Yeah, that's
that?
right. Oh, it's almost like Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
Moon Knight's very yeah.
So here's a fun one. This is a book I don't think we've ever talked about on the show, but this is Santos Sisters. If you can't tell, it's definitely got a Archie vibe to it. But this is Santos Sisters Halloween special. Can you believe we're already getting Halloween specials?
The stuff's already out. Like at Target, I was there
Yep.
the other day, or Lowe's, or somewhere, and the Halloween stuff's already
So
out.
getting a start on Halloween, and this is fun. This is by the team of Greg and Fake, who are the writers and artists on this. And in this, something scary is coming to Labrisas, which is the kind of the Riverdale of this book. But luckily for the Santos sisters, we have Cassie and Vlad are going to be there from Hack Slash.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's her on the cover. Right there.
Yep, one of my favorite little indie horror
Yeah,
books
that's a great book.
by Tim Seeley. Mercy Sparks, who's that like kind of devil character, another kind of indie character, and Gut Ghost. If you've ever read Gut Ghost, do you remember that book?
Nope.
Gut Ghost was I believe, a Scout book from a few years ago, where he literally is a ghost with just like guts.
Yeah, he's right there. I mean,
Yeah.
just like flashing everybody with his innards.
So I think this sounds really fun. They're gonna all help the Santos sisters from this horror that's coming to town. So sounds really fun. There's just the one cover for it, and if you're looking for something spooky, this you can start here.
Yep. So next we have Godzilla. Here there be dragons. This is the third issue. So the sailors that are under Sir Francis Drake, they are wondering why very few people ever speak of the mysterious island that's full of hidden treasure, but also monsters. But I figure that's probably why few people
Yeah.
talk about it is because there's monsters there, right? But we also are going to learn more about how Captain Cortez Blanco ended up sailing far beyond the boundaries of the known world. So it's just cool to see a Godzilla story, but also a period piece.
Yeah.
Because it's like in the 1500s or something.
Mhm.
Like we normally don't really get that, but and I love this cover too. Like this is just a cool. We just don't get this kind of Godzilla stories too often.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to check this out. We have our A cover here, and then we've got let's see.
Actually, I think this is the B. I think I accidentally put the wrong book here.
Yeah, I was prepared to talk about
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla, but
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong cover.
That's okay.
This is there is a Mecha Godzilla collected that has
Yeah.
a bunch of key big issues
right.
featuring Mecha Godzilla. But you'll probably see this cover again towards the end when we have other covers. I just clicked the wrong Godzilla.
Well, there's no wrong Godzilla.
There's no
right?
wrong
Yeah.
Godzilla. It's just a different Godzilla.
It's a different Godzilla, yeah.
Next up, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th Anniversary Special #1. This is, you got a Dan Mora cover here.
Yes.
This one's very cool. So this is going to be kind of a special issue. This is, let's see, 40, 50, 60, 64-page book. So this is a beefy book.
Just a one shot?
Just a one-shot with 5 brand new stories paying homage to the legacy of the Rangers. So this is your classic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. A lot of your favorite returning writers and artists who've worked on the series are going to be back. We have 40 pages of original content plus 24 pages of classic material. And one of these stories is written by the Pink Ranger herself, Amy Jo
That's right.
Johnson.
Yeah.
So just it sounds really cool if you're a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan. Even if you haven't been reading the ongoing one, I think you can jump into this one no problem
Mhm.
and get some stories of your favorite Rangers. Starting with this Dan Moore cover. Then we have this Ryan Gonzalez cover. We have this classic it's called a facsimile cover because I believe this was the old like paper cuts or whoever
All
published
right.
Power Rangers back in the day. Then there is the photo variant. Next up, we have notable twos and threes. These are, and some are past twos and threes, but just other books past number one that we wanted to show you.
You could say that they were beyond 2 and 3, like Batman Beyond,
Yeah,
Neo Gothic #2.
exactly.
So this is the next issue in this new series, which is a follow up from the last Batman Beyond miniseries we got. I really love the first issue of this. It's fantastic. In this one, it's kind of spoiling the end a little bit because the solicitation tells us that Batman comes face to face with Killer Croc, and you asked me about that at the
Yeah.
end. I was like, I'm not really sure, but yeah. So the gist of this whole miniseries is that a bunch of children go missing. Batman realizes they're being taken underground down into the bowels of old Gotham, and so he has to go like physically like deep underground. And he gets a guide named Kyle the Catboy, who you can see on the cover right there, to help him. At the end of the first issue, they go way deep, and Batman is grabbed by this big green scaly fist, and it's Killer Croc. So I wasn't quite too sure about that after the end of the first one. What I found really cool about this one, though, it says that Batman's taking on Killer Croc. He's going to need the help of Kyle the Catboy, who's his guide, but Kyle the Catboy and his magic abilities, which we didn't see that at all in the first issue. We didn't see him exude any kind of magic traits at all. So I think that's really cool.
Lighting
So
up magic hairballs.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
playing with magic yarn and drinking magic milk. So yeah, very good. The first issue of this, like I said, was fantastic. I really like the art. So I'm really excited for this. It's gonna be great. So this is our A cover here, and then we have a Christian Ward variant as well. Ooh,
It's a
yeah,
very creepy,
yeah,
smoky looking Killer Croc.
yeah.
Okay, next up we have Night Terrors #4. This is the final issue of Night Terrors. Now, the final issue of the main one we'll be talking about here in a second. A little bit, there is going to be a follow-up issue that I think kind of is going to wrap everything up. But of the main four-part series, it's the final issue, and this one, Deadman, Sandman, and Batman head to the haunted Arkham Tower to finally confront Insomnia once and for all. But we also find out maybe why Insomnia is not completely wrong in his feelings of hating the Justice League. We'll have to see what that is, but very excited. This has been a great series so far. This is our A cover.
Ooh,
We
that's cool.
have our, this is our Wingard variant. And we have our Giuseppe Camuncoli, who is our interior artist on this
Yep.
book. So very cool.
Then we have Night Terror's Angel Breaker #2. So in the first one, she asked Raptor for help breaking into a Cobra lab to steal a machine that Ron Cobra that can sort of mimic the powers of the Dreamstone and actually help you infiltrate somebody's dreams. So in that issue, and we talked about it too, I was a little confused because it shows them going to sleep, but then they wake up in the lab, and I thought maybe they were still asleep. But the solicitation for this does say that Angel Breaker and Raptor are trapped in a Cobra lab while everyone else is asleep. So I don't know why they're awake. I don't know. They did fall asleep, but I don't know why they woke up and everybody else didn't. But you can see on the cover there that is a character creature called Nanny Gillo, who is the uh there's like an old wives' tale about her that Angel Breaker heard when she was a young girl. She heard this tale of Nanny Gillo that would come get you if you were being bad. And that's her worst fear. Well, Nanny Gillo has come out of Angel Breaker's worst nightmare into the real world. And so Angel Breaker and Raptor are going to have to deal with her while also protecting some kids because it's not just a lab that they're at. It almost kind of reminded me of like Strange Academy or something like
Oh, yeah.
it's like a school or some kind of facility where they have young kids there and they're
For
training
gifted
them,
youngsters.
something like that. Yeah, that would have been a better. Yeah, but but it's Cobra, so I guess these kids are being taught to be bad. I guess I don't know.
They're being taught to fight GI Joe.
That's right. No, wrong Cobra. But so Angel Breaker and Raptor are going to have to protect those kids from Nanny Gillo. So a little bit of a different Night Terrors book, and that's what's been great about this is not all of these miniseries have been the same.
Yeah.
And so this one's a little bit different too. So sounds really interesting. The first one was pretty cool. So we have our A cover here, and then we have our Ivan Tao B cover,
That
which
one's
is
really
really
cool.
good. And then Steven Segovia gives us our C cover. I really like his work. And yeah, great.
And next up, we have Night Terrors Action Comics #2. So yeah, these are your final issues of the Night Terrors
Miniseries,
miniseries.
yeah. Last
So
month, yep.
yeah, I actually really like this format for
Events,
events.
yeah.
It just feels like very like concise.
Yep.
So you've got your books that if you like these characters, you read these. You don't have to, and you're not kind of strung out for months and months and months
Yeah.
of buying books. You got just the 2 issues, and they kind of have the setup and the payoff type thing.
Yep.
So this is Action Comics #2, and a threat from Power Girl's past is kind of infiltrating her nightmares, attempting to control her future, whatever that means. And in the nightmare realm, a monstrous cyborg Superman is consuming the super family one by one, who will be the final L left. So super cool. I really like the first issue of this, especially the super family story,
Yeah, I like that
Cyborg
too.
Superman. Just so cool. Great art in that one too.
Yeah.
Just very scary looking. But this is our A cover for that. We have our Mirko Kolak variant. I don't recognize the name, but love Cyborg Superman. And we also have our Tyler Kirkham variant. Where Power Girl's going right up against Insomnia.
Yeah. So then we have Night Terrors Detective Comics #2. The first one of this miniseries was a little bit more out there, I think, than some of the other ones. Like I had to read it like really study the pages to try to figure out what's going on. But this one is more focused on Jim Gordon, as he deals with his worst nightmare. So he is investigating these group of people called the Good People of Gotham, but they're not good. Like there's 3 of them, and they're not good at all. They come across these weird like supernatural creatures that were summoned by Insomnia into the nightmare realm that give the good people of Gotham whatever they ask for. So one asks for knowledge, one asks for power, one asks for wealth. And while Gordon is investigating that group and what they're doing, it leads him to a mysterious clock, which we don't really know how that's gonna influence the story yet. He does go to Oracle for help figuring out who is causing the nightmare and if they can get out. So this one was really creepy too. What the good person of Gotham, I guess, that asked for power, they became like a warped version of the Batman, like the mech suit with like the bunny ears that he wore, that Gordon wore for a while. You can see him on the cover there, but he's got like one eye. And it's kind of weird looking. So definitely a one that's a little bit more out there. But again, that's what's great about this event is that not all of these miniseries are the same. So that one is available this weekend. We have our A cover here, and then we've got our Bernard Chang variant, which I really like that one.
That could have been a variant for any
for any Batgirl, yeah.
girl.
And then Kyle Hotz on the C cover.
Very creepy.
Yeah.
Very Junji Ito.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Night Terrors Harley Quinn, and I actually have not read the first issue of this. I just heard your review of it,
Yeah.
so I know that it's kind of multiversal, at least like kind of different facets of Harley's personality. It's trying to
Yeah, and it's done in a way like she doesn't. I don't think she actually goes to different universes,
Yeah.
but she goes into this room with an old computer, and there's a voice that says it's more like a simulation.
Yeah.
She can go anywhere she wants, and it's almost like each universe is like a level in a video game. It's kind of how she treats it. And she went to a couple different ones last issue, and it was really kind of interesting.
Yep. So if you read that one, you liked it. Here is #2 of that. I like the kind of wireframe she's got. Then we have this Jenny Frizen variant, which I love.
I like that one.
Her other version is kind of a skeletal
Yeah.
version of her old self. And we have this Atula Lotte variant.
Okay, so This one is called Night Terror's Night's End. We're going to talk more about this next week
Yeah.
because this is going to be the actual very last issue of any Night Terrors. Like this is the last issue for this whole event. That the regular covers for that are on FOC next weekend, but this is one of those that has the special the neon ink. And those ones, because it takes longer to produce those, all of the other covers that have had this have been on FOC like a week earlier to give them more lead time. So we're going to talk more about the details about this book next week. But if you've been collecting all these neon ink covers, the FOC for this one is this week, and then the FOC for all the rest of the covers are going to be next week.
Yes. Okay, next up we have Night Terror's Titans. So, issue number 1 of this we talked about where I couldn't quite figure out who our protagonist
Yeah.
was. It was a girl at first. I thought it was Donna Troy. Then I thought it was Raven. But there's this girl trapped in this tower, and there's rooms along the tower that have different members of the Titans and like their own nightmares. And
Yep.
as she tries to free them, they team up and eventually lead to Titans Tower, which is kind of a horror version of the Titans
And it
Tower.
even looks weird and everything.
Yeah, but it does say in this, she's referred to as the girl trapped in Titans Tower.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're supposed to know who this girl is. So I'm very interested to find out who this character is.
Like,
and
is she gonna be somebody that we already know? Is she like part of like? Is it gonna turn? She's like part of Raven's psyche or something?
Yeah.
Like we don't know.
Yeah, or I mean, I guess there's other people who are in the nightmare realm. Maybe she's just someone the Titans have to help
Yeah.
out of the nightmare realm. I don't know, but I liked issue number 1. I thought it was very intriguing
Yeah.
to try to figure out what's going on. And this one I'm excited for as well. This is our A cover. Then we have our this is the Martinez Bueno variant. And then we have this very creepy Christian Ward variant. It's like Terminator
Yeah.
with cyborgs in it.
Ooh. So shifting gears back to Marvel, we've got Incredible Hulk number 3. The second issue just came out this week, a couple days ago, and it was really creepy. We were talking about how it almost felt like an indie horror book. You know,
Yeah.
there wasn't much Hulk in it at all, but there was still a lot of creepiness and zombies and that kind of thing. So in this one, the Hulk is investigating a creature that's being worshipped in an abandoned mining town. Um, he- but he finds a horror that is as large as the mine itself. So hopefully that's going to give us like a
He's
good
gonna
like
have a smash.
yeah, like I love a good Hulk versus a giant monster kind of story. But this thing that he finds uses the town's residents as human shields, which is always, well, not fun, I guess. But it's always fun. But hopefully Hulk doesn't smash them. But yeah, this has just been a really interesting series. The Hulk, but kind of horror, which is kind of how Immortal Hulk was. But like this just has a new spin on it. So I've really been liking it. The artwork's great. So fantastic run of Hulk so far. This is our A cover. We have a Frank Miller variant, and then we have a Stormbreakers variant. Our Vicentini
With Throg.
Throg. That's right.
Okay, next up we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 37. I'm very excited about this. This is a Dark Droids tie-in, but in this one, it's the haunting secret mission of Jango Fett. So Jango hasn't appeared in anything in quite a while,
Yeah.
considering one, he doesn't have a head, but
right.
also, all the Star Wars books have been set kind of in original trilogy era. So what is this secret mission that Jango Fett had that is going to pull the bounty hunters into it? I think that's super cool. And it teases a new character named Tar Klingson, and that he has something to do with Jango Fett as well. And you actually see him on one of the variant covers, so I'm guessing this is a first appearance.
Yeah.
So here is our A cover. Then we have this fantastic, I believe this is Alex Maleev. Yes, Alex Maleev Jango Fett cover, which is actually the background on my phone right now.
Nice.
Then we have our Star Wars: The Clone Wars 15th anniversary cover with Aurora Singh. Then we have our Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary cover. And then this is our new character, and this one is done by Ryan Brown. But yeah, this is Tar Klinkson.
He looks cool.
He's more machine than
Yeah.
man. Also, we do have Star Wars: The Mandalorian season 2, issue number 3. And I was like, if you want to know what this is about, go watch the show, because that's what this is.
Next
But
screen
if you are a collector of first appearances, this is a big one. This is the first appearance of Bo-Katan.
in
So
comics,
in
right? Yeah.
comics, now she was in a. They used to do these little like all ages mini comics that were very
Yeah.
cartoony, but this is considered first comic appearance. But it's also the first comic appearance of Koska Reeves and Axe Woves, kind of her second in commands. So
Nice.
big one there. This is our A cover. Then we also have our Baldeon
That's
variant.
the frog lady, right?
Yep,
Yeah, she's great.
looking epic.
Yeah. All right, so Ultimate Invasion number 3. This is the next to last issue of the Ultimate Invasion miniseries. It's been going on for the last couple months. Um, Possibly, well, I guess it's going to somehow lead into a new Ultimate Universe. We don't quite know how yet. The Illuminati, in this issue, the Illuminati regroups after Kang descends on the city of Tomorrow, which I think this is all taking place on the new
Yeah.
6160, which is the Earth that this miniseries is taking place on. Doctor Doom shows up and he makes his own plans to deal with the Maker. And then the Ultimate Universe that the Maker thought he rebuilt, which is again the one that has been taking place on, starts to fray at the edges, and everybody starts to prepare for a big cosmic war. So that sounds like that might lead into how we're going to get
Yeah.
whatever this new Ultimate Universe is that we're going to get. It's been a little bit confusing because what we saw in issue 2, like we were talking about, like if this is the new Ultimate Earth, like it's weird because like a lot of the heroes they don't exist because the Maker stopped them from
Yeah.
becoming heroes. So if you're interested in how this all comes about and how we get a new Ultimate Universe, definitely read this. It's all going to be explained, I'm sure, but it's just a wild ride so far. So we've got our A cover here, and then we have our Daniel Acuna variant.
Yeah, like how all the different groups showed up.
Yeah, that was great. The
The
Rasputins, and yeah,
Rasputins with Ilyana, Colossus, and stuff. Okay, next up we have Big Game number 2. So there's not a whole lot of information about Big Game number 2. It just says it's this one's going to be Nemesis versus the Ambassadors, the Nightclub, the Magic Order, the Kingsmen, all of the Mark Miller universe characters up against Nemesis. And I am going to be very sad if some of the ambassadors die in this.
yeah, because
Considering
they're all great.
we just got
We
them.
just got them.
They
Yeah.
haven't even really been on their own missions yet. But I feel like that's kind of what makes this cool is like anything can happen. We
Mhm.
don't know. So very excited for this, and I hope everybody read number 1 because it was awesome.
It was really good.
So this is the A cover. And then we also have our Lionel Francis U variant as well.
With Superior. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the first one. Next, we have Scrapper number 2. I loved the first issue to this. In this one, Scrapper, who is the dog you see on the left there, he's trying to escape these like stormtroopers basically from this mega corporation called Smite, which is basically running. I don't know if it's running the world, but it's at least running the city that he's in. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic kind of thing. So Scrapper's trying to get away from the goons at Smite. And while that's happening, Tank, who is his buddy there on the right, he recruits the city's other critters for help. So I don't know if they're all going to be dogs or if we're going to see some other animals as well. But the first issue was just so good, so much fun. The ending made me really want to read this issue because there's more to Scrapper than he's not just a dog. There's more to him, and he does have ties to Smite that maybe even he doesn't know about. So I guess we'll get some more answers in this. But a fantastic second issue, and I think this is our only cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next up, we're just going over cool covers.
covers.
We're just gonna not a lot of information about the books within, but these are cool covers we may think you want to pick up. Starting with Death of Venomverse, this is the Ryan Stegman cover with Pork Grinder from the Spider Ham universe, which
It's so
this
great.
is so fun.
Yeah. Next is Wolverine number 36. And you can see here, this may give us, I guess it's a first appearance maybe of a character called Helverine, kind of a mashup of Ghost Rider and Wolverine, and I guess that's what they look like on the cover right there. This is the third issue in the Weapons of Vengeance storyline. And yeah, if you're a big fan of these two characters and you want to see them mashed up, then this is the issue to go.
And there's also
also this cover too. With the Lionel U variant. Yeah. So I guess that's
another Helverine.
Helverine, yeah. Very cool.
Then we also have Spider-Man India, issue number 3. This is the John Jiang cover. I just thought this was a really nice looking
Yeah.
cover. And we've got some cool covers for Battle Chasers issue number 12.
These have just had great covers.
These,
The
yeah.
like since it came back, all of them have been great.
And other than this one, you can tell what the artists love the subject matter. So first up, we have the ARTGERM cover. Then we have the this is the Reek cover. And we also have a Derek Chew cover, very different for Derek Chew.
Yeah.
A little bit more animated. I really
Yeah,
like
very
it.
more Joe Mad.
Yeah,
It kind of looks very Joe Mad. And then here, you saw this before. So this is Godzilla. Here there be dragons number 3, and just this awesome. This is the B cover by Tyler Kirkham with Godzilla and a bunch of bats.
Look like giant bats or
Giant,
something.
yeah, they must be giant bats, and Godzilla's eating one of them. I just noticed.
We're gonna be seeing Godzilla eating another giant bat named Batman coming up
Oh,
soon.
that's gonna be
so
great.
looking forward to that. Next up, we have King Spawn issue number 25. It's a really nice Fernandez variant with Sam and Twitch on there as well.
And then we have Detective Comics number 58, the facsimile edition. This is the first appearance of the Penguin. So, DC's
Makes
really,
sense.
really leaning into the Penguin right now with that miniseries by Tom King. There's going to be a story with him in the GNORTS swimsuit special. And we're soon, I guess at some point, going to be getting the show on HBO Max. So I guess they're trying to, introduce us to the Penguin or get us ready to see more of him since he's going to be in the show soon.
I know him well.
I know. Alas, Penguin, I've known you. But yeah, this is his first appearance. If you've never read it, you can see everything in its reprinted.
I don't see very often.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's not as iconic of a cover.
Right.
So I don't know.
I've
if I
never
would
read
have
this
known
one,
that was first appearance of Penguin.
Yeah.
Also, we have a second printing of Amazing Spider-Man number 31. So 31 is not out yet. I think that's another like 2-ish weeks.
Yeah,
Not this week,
yeah,
but maybe
right.
next week. But it's going to have the first appearance of Jackpot, which is Mary Jane's new superhero persona. And they already know it's going to sell good, so they're doing a second printing with her on the cover. So I'm guessing this might be first cover appearance. Is going to be these covers.
Is she not on the cover? I think she's on the cover of one of the first printings.
She might be.
Maybe.
But these are also really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love the magazine style of this one. That's
it's
what I
fun
like.
to read about Luke Cage and the Van Dynes and stuff. So this is a Humberto Ramos cover. And we also have, this is the scan variant. So, yeah, very cool.
And then, omnibuses. I love omnibuses. So this is, I believe it's a reprinting of the volume 1 of the Spider-Man Clone Saga omnibus. So it's going to give us, it's going to collect a whole bunch of books from all the different Spider-Man series in the 90s that dealt with the Clone Saga, where it all got started, basically. It's going to be 1,240 pages, and it's going to be $125. And yeah, if you're Jones, if you want to reread the Clone Saga, this is a great way to do it, because like I said, everything that was involved with the Clone Saga back in the 90s, or at least the beginnings of it, is all collected in this. And I think there's a volume 2 as well. I'm not sure if that's getting a reprint at some point, but here is a reprint.
How many volumes does this end up being?
I think it's only 2.
I'm amazed that they packed.
They must have. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they trimmed some stuff out because that thing ran for 2 years at least.
Yeah,
if not longer. But this is our direct market variant, and then we have our standard edition variant as well from Mark Bagley.
Oh, and that was on the wrong.
I was gonna say, yeah, that should have come. That should come earlier. Yeah,
fine. We're trying some new
We're
stuff.
doing it
out.
live.
This is very live. So thank you so much for watching Comics from the Future. Hopefully you enjoyed all this. I do want to mention that you can head on over to infinityflux.net where you can pre-order these books right now. You subscribe to them so you never miss an issue. You can pick what variant covers you want, have those pulled for you. We ship, so you can be anywhere in the United States and we will mail them to you, and we can be your comic book store. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to join us in on Monday when we go over all the comics that are coming out that week, some of the key ones that we think you want to know best about. I'm excited because Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to come out this week, and we didn't know until late that it was delayed. So, yeah, I can't wait to read that.
So, definitely stay tuned for that one so you can figure out what you want to go into your store and pick up this week. But until then,
See ya.
see ya.